just for one moment. Think about anybody who may have hurt you, that you felt hurt you. Anybody that you felt you may have hurt in your life. When we come into this realm as children, we're uninfluenced energy. We're pure consciousness. And then we're programmed by the reality. And this programming creates a character that allows us to interact with this earthly realm and narrative. The earthly realm and narrative is a realm that we're experiencing everything that we aren't. So, for example, in this reality, if you want to go to the store, you need to get up, walk, get in your car, start your car, drive to the store. But in reality, in actuality of what we are as spirit beings, in our true essence, we can think something.
Yeah, it's Musa.
It's automatic. It's immediate. This is our true power. So I'm working on an ebook called Return to I Am. And I don't even know if I'm going to post it. I don't care to post it to get recognition or anything. But when I see a situation that I may have played into, where we're trying to get somebody to take blame and fault for what they did, and we actually think that this is constructive, I'm going to break down to you and I'm going to offer you a perspective to show you that maybe that's not the right perspective and role to take. And this is only, and I'm not doing this for views. I don't care if a bunch of people come in the room. Whoever is going to be in the room is meant to hear whatever is shared in this moment.
Are we hear Musa? Hold on, y'all.
First segment.
Y'all can still hear him.
The first segment talks about the human essence.
I'm getting my tripod.
And understanding that at our core, we're not human. We're energy. And the energy that we are is beyond this physical experience and the emotional influence that dictates the typical human behavior. When we recognize that our true nature is energy, we see that the faults and the behaviors often labeled as negative are just reactions to external stimuli. And you gotta ask yourself something. When you feel love within yourself, right? When you're feeling good and you give something to somebody and you notice that they're in a state where they're not experiencing that same emotion.
To do that.
If you don't, because you feel good. You're like, look, I'm love. I'm at peace with myself. I'm love. I'm giving this to you because I love you. Because I feel love. Because I am love. And that's what we all are. And then we can understand by looking at any other reflection of ourselves and how they're acting, that they're only acting under the influence of worldly vibrations rather than from our purest divine essence. Unconditional love is our fundamental nature. You know what I mean? That's why when you see people that have outer body experiences, near-death experiences, and they go to the other side, what's real, when they go and experience what's real, all they feel is love. This overwhelming feeling of love. Some people don't even know how to take it. They don't want to leave. There's people that have near-death experiences that don't want to come back here. Because it's just a game. We're all pretending to be something that we're not. Living under these characters and egos. At our essence, we are unconditional love. Realize that unconditional love does not recognize faults or blame. but it accepts all experiences as they are.
Y'all, what are you talking about?
Everything. Everything. The tree of good and bad and evil, that's a part of the earthly narrative. That's not something that we have to or is innate outside of this realm in reality. It's all good. It's all love. And so if this is our true state, what that means is that the actions perceived as negative are merely parts of a broader experience where everything is essential for growth and understanding. What? So what this perspective suggests that the concept of fault, the concept of blame is a human construct. And when we buy into this construct, we're keeping our own selves limited. Not an issue. It's not a problem if you choose to do that. We're here for the experience. We're here to learn. That's what pain and suffering are for. Pain and suffering are our teachers. I had an experience where I did ayahuasca, and I got to experience my hand being lit on fire. And when my hand was lit on fire, I could have freaked out. I almost wanted to. But as I sat there and I watched my hand on fire, it came with a very subtle understanding that, oh, there's a benefit to suffering. Suffering and pain is our teacher. We don't need to resist the pain or suffering. We just need to understand what's causing the pain and suffering, which could align with us holding a perspective or a concept of fault, of thinking that fault is something that we need to align with. But fault is irrelevant to our true nature, where everything that we experience is embraced equally. So what that does now is it introduces the ability for us to forgive and how this can help us heal. When we take the time ourselves to do the work ourselves, and it's not even work, you're manifesting and focusing your energy all day anyway. But merely a shift in our focus, we allow ourselves as pure energy and unconditional love to understand how we approach negative behaviors. So rather than attributing fault, we focus on forgiveness. We focus on healing. We focus on promoting an environment where individuals are supported and realigning with their true nature. So this approach wouldn't only foster personal growth, but essentially it'll allow the community, the collective, to heal by reducing blame and increasing understanding. What? It's kind of like that saying, you go to jail, you do something, man. When you do something that you're afraid to do, you give other people permission to do it. When you be yourself, you subconsciously give permission to other people to do the same. I'll even write you a letter in that jail and tell you I forgive you, but you going to jail. So I don't blame anybody in the situation. I don't look at the environment that I was in as a cult. I don't see it as a cult. I don't see it as anything that worked against me. It was all working for me. Every situation is working for us, regardless of the pain that we associate or we tie it to. So the role of awareness and conscious expansion is important. And it's happening anyway. I mean, we're all on a journey back home. We're all on a journey back to the I am. You know, this message isn't going to be relevant for everybody right now. It's really a choice because it's always here. The frequency and the energy of what we are is always here. It never left us. Whether you want to identify it as God, Jesus, Krishna, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to identify that energy as, separate of like a human prophet or a divine energy that came through and in
what?
the human reality,
Oh, his phone froze.
you realize that it's no reason for blame, but to allow ourselves to shift to experience the heightened awareness.
Hey, y'all. Hey, mods.
And this heightened awareness allows us to see beyond conditioned behaviors and access our true potential. So such awareness diminishes the need for finding fault. Why do we have such a need for finding fault?
Accountability, right? Sir.
Somebody does something to you. Before we try to think about, why am I responding reactive? Because really, I mean, think about it. You really want to be like, nobody wants to feel pain and suffering truly. We become addicted to chemicals that get released from our brain because of how we're programmed on how we're supposed to respond. Everything from your parents, your earthly parents' conditioning, to school, to work, to social circles. If you don't do this right, you're punished, you're outcast. But these perspectives don't allow us to offer a more compassionate view. Understanding that we're energy and love invites a shift into our relationships. Empathy, understanding, non-judgment, guided by the principle that to be a human, again, to be a human is to operate at a frequency that obscures and clouds, kind of like a foggy mirror, our true nature.
What? Oh my goodness, y'all.
And by recognizing that being human is a state of mind, a lower frequency that we've descended to for learning, we can then transcend these limitations and return to our true state of I am. I'm going to say that again.
Yes, please.
By recognizing that being human is a state of mind, specifically a lower frequency that we've descended to for learning purposes, we can then allow ourselves to transcend these limitations and return to the true state of I am. So imagine, right? I'm going to give you a scenario. An ideal scenario, right? Somebody comes up to you. They say, I don't like your shirt, bro. That you need to take that shirt off. Like, that shit makes you look crazy. You then are presented with a choice. You're then presented with a choice in that moment. In that moment, you now have the ability to say, I can take offense to this. And you might. And if you do, there's nothing wrong with that. But understand that you can look deeper into the fact that you took offense, and you'll realize that it has nothing to do with the other person. It really just has to do with how you feel about your own self. Because truly, if you fuck with yourself, if you feel your own self and your own essence and energy, truly, then you would feel nothing. You
Why
would feel
I
the
feel
same.
like he been watching
There
Nature
would be
Boy
nothing
videos, y'all.
external of you that
Why
can
I feel
actually
like he been
change or
watching
shift
Nature
your
Boy
frequency,
videos
your
again.
mood, your vibration.
Why?
Personally, I feel like I got to a point where I'm like, yo, I'm tired of I feel like it was hard to talk to just even somebody from my past, from somebody that experienced, like we were in the same environment. We're not experiencing the same thing because your experience is determined by your perception, but in a way you could say it was similar. I mean, we all experience the same things. We don't need to continue to create more separation.
You were all servants, but yes.
I would notice
in that cult,
keep making it seem like we victims?
What? You guys were.
Why are you making it seem like somebody could make you a victim in a reality that's not even real?
Oh yeah,
on the other side, none of this even matters.
This isn't real again,
and we
y'all.
play into the narrative of the earth of the security. Like, what do you have to be secure in? You want to work a job, get your money up, stack your bread, get a car, leave some stuff for your family. But Earth isn't a place to set up his home. Earth isn't our home. That's why it's so much pain and suffering. We're experiencing what we're not. We're experiencing what we're not. And this is the only message that you'll hear from me from this point forward. You won't hear me talk about a victim, talk about this person needs to take responsibility. He was at fault because he manipulated us. What? Who are you? Who is the one that is speaking from that perspective? That's not who you are truly. That's you speaking from your forgetful nature. Because who we truly are is...
Musa can't accept the fact that he was manipulated, brainwashed,
it's something that has
and
to
did
be
so many things to please Nature Boy.
That experience then comes with a vibration and an understanding. And I'm not claiming to know it all.
He really can't.
I'm only offering a perspective.
No, you can't accept the facts of the matter.
In this reality, in this narrative, in Earth that we play. That's it. Not doing it for the likes, the views. What does that suggest? To get on here and do something for likes or views suggests that I feel like I need to be validated in what I'm saying. Which means that I don't feel like I'm valid.
What?
But what is the I that is valid?
Oh my God.
The earthly I isn't
they
valid.
Over there that's Hadu in the room hitting them hard.
The more we attach to the earthly narrative, that's how we experience a mortal death. But think about something. A death is not, this is more of death than life. This is more of death than life. And in the sense that we're further away from what we are consciously. Frequency, like a radio. Like you're tuning into different frequencies. So you got 92.3 all the way up to 104.5. We come in at 104.5 and we channel down to 92.3. So now we're walking around on 92.3 and we think that's all there is to life. We think that's all there is. We think that this ego, this body, we think that that's all there is if we haven't yet to experience life. And I've had a lot of experiences since the time that I've been out, I'll say.
If it wasn't a cult, then why are you saying
maybe
out?
Maybe I'll go into them, maybe not. But until you allow yourself or choose to change your perspective, then essentially pain and suffering is inevitable. I mean, that comes with it. It's like a package. The earthly narrative is like that's pain and suffering that come with it. That's like a Burger King combo. It come with the fries. It's gonna come with the fries and the drink. Don't worry about it. Keep saying that you're a human. Keep identifying with the human perspective and just see what comes with it. See what comes with it. Everybody that's in jail, prison, everybody's innocent. Everybody's innocent.
Oh, shit.
Nobody's at fault. Nobody is at fault. That is a fact. That's undeniable.
Okay.
That's constant. Bro, we're pure energy. Everybody came in here as a baby, pure, and people want to say, well, you got karma from last lives and past lives, and man, we get into all that. Like, what do you... But beyond that, before
we're not
past
going
life,
to talk
before
about
any life,
any of that.
where do we come from? We are pieces of God.
Yeah.
What is God? Has anybody ever met God? Has anybody ever met themselves, really? You look in the mirror, that's not who you are. You're more like a whisper, like an essence. It's not, it's more of an essence. It's more of a vibration. Something that you feel. Something that you experience. Something that's transcendental.
What?
What we know as love isn't love. That was the craziest realization for me. What we think is love is not love.
Let us know what
It's
love
not.
is, Musa.
Are you willing to die for love?
Oh,
Are
here
you
we
willing
go.
to sacrifice your ego truly?
Here we go.
Truly. And there's levels to it. It's degrees to it. It's degrees to it. It's degrees. It's degrees to it. Are you willing to die for love? For true love, the love that's been waiting for you. You don't need nobody. And I'm not saying like, yo, you don't need a relation or relationships aren't good or tools. Just understand what they're for. That's it. That's it. Just understand what they're for. Allow yourself to understand. Allow yourself to be in love. Allow yourself to forgive. Allow yourself to give love without expecting anything back in return. And just see what that nurtures within yourself. Because honestly, I really was getting tired of the feeling like, feeling like I have to identify with the same belief systems that people tell me I have to. Just because that's what it is. Like, yeah, this person did this to you. You're a victim. They did that to you. Like they made it seem like when somebody tells you to take responsibility, right, and understand how you're at fault, like that's narcissistic. Oh, if somebody does something to you and then tells you you're at fault, they're being narcissistic. And why are you even worried about anybody else? How do you feel? How do you feel inside? How do you feel on your inside? How do you feel internally? How do you feel? Do you feel constant and secure in what you are? Or are you constantly influenced by what others tell you you are? Somebody said you were ugly. Somebody said you can't sing. Somebody said you were short. Somebody said you got a big head. Somebody said you were smart. And we're believing in these narratives and they shape who we are. We're all smart. We're all power. We're all energy. We're all love. You understand what I'm saying? We're all love. Think about how you just want to feel on a day-to-day basis. And pay attention to the human part of yourself that wants to react and respond. I mean, it's a program. We're in a matrix, right? It's a trick. It's a trick of the mind. Truly, we're free. We're free at any moment. At any moment, we can actually transcend this reality. Facts. At any moment. With any tool you decide to use. With any permission slip.
What tools we need? Tell us about the tools.
Or you can just let it happen naturally.
What are the
by
tools?
Just doing what people will say is shadow work. But this whole realm is shadow work because this whole realm is a shadow.
Oh.
This entire realm is a shadow, so that means that the entire every day is shadow work. When you go to sleep, you wake up. When you wake up, you go to sleep. It's opposite. You're asleep right now.
Right.
And who you truly are is waiting to awaken. The one.
Right.
The one that is God in you is waiting to awaken, is waiting for you to just, hey, I'm right here waiting for you. I'm right here.
Right.
Waiting for you to sacrifice the human ego and consciousness so I can come through and I got you. I'll never leave you. I'll always be here for you. You'll never have to feel lack another day in your life. You'll never have to feel pain another day in your life. But that process can seem scary because the human ego isn't the one that makes it, it dies. In a brief part of my experience, I got to experience death. I got to experience a physical death. I mean, nothing's really physical, but I got to experience it. Sober-minded, no drugs, what you would call drugs or what you would call psychedelics. And I haven't really even talked about this story like that because I just haven't. But I got to experience what it feels like to die. The fear that comes with it. But I didn't have a choice. I really didn't. And maybe one day I'll do like a testimony video or something. But I didn't have a choice. I mean, you always have a choice, excuse me. You always have a choice. But it felt like at the time that I didn't have a choice because of the options that I was presented with. What? It was like either die and allow yourself to be enlightened or suffer. That was my choice. That was the choice that I was presented. But that was also because of what I was searching for love. We're all searching for love. We're all searching for love. There's nothing wrong with searching for love, because that's what you are. There's nothing wrong for the experiences that you experience in the process of searching for love. Nobody can put no label on you. Nobody can judge you. Nobody can touch you. Nobody can really touch you. And until we allow ourselves to become empowered, we'll just continue living the same narrative. And I'm not coming and saying this because I'm trying to heal Earth. Heal humanity, excuse me. I'm only offering this perspective to the chosen, and the chosen only means those who choose to see. I'm tired of these narratives like black melanation and melanated and, bro, we're all children of God.
Oh my God, no! Girl, I'm recording and I'm live. Gotta go.
There's no higher. You gotta transcend.
I didn't want her to say something.
I almost got caught in that storyline. I like talking to other beings, and I like what we would call channeling extraterrestrials and stuff like that. It's cool. It's outside of the ordinary mundane that we experience every day as human beings. But to get caught in that, like, oh, I'm from Sirius, I'm a Palladian. Bro, beyond a Palladian. You go to Palladians, and Palladians came from here, and nigga, we're all related. We're all the same. We're all the same. Transcend the storylines. All of them. All of them.
What? Transgender storylines?
We're here to transcend. We're here to die.
What?
Sounds crazy, right?
What did he just say, y'all? Die. Did he say transgender storylines?
If you want to experience a mortal death, where your body decays,
I'm gonna have to play that back.
Please, I'm not promoting fear. I'm not promoting fear. Only love. I'm only presenting a perspective that maybe somebody out there needed to hear. Maybe you were down and out and you were like, bro, I don't know.
Hold on, y'all. I really want to get the rest of this recorded.
Maybe somebody just left you. Maybe you feel alone. But you're never alone. But you won't know that until you go within.
What?
And I don't mean to sound cliche, but it's the truth.
Did he just say go within? And you can
practice. Anything that you feel like pulls your consciousness to this realm, just try to release it. Try to alchemize the perspective. Don't try to be ignorant of it or ignore it. Don't try to just meditate it away. And don't get me wrong, transcendental meditation is a thing. And the choice is yours. So let me not tell you what to do. But you don't have to try to meditate it away. You could meditate. It could be effective. I've experienced some profound things during meditation. Absolutely. But if you find yourself meditating and then you have to come back and be in this realm and you feel like that energy that you meditated isn't sticking, then you got to ask yourself why. There's a clog, there's a blockage somewhere in your perspective, in your mind. That if you can just identify it and alchemize it, you don't have to, it's really simple. The awakening process is a natural process that you're designed to awaken.
What?
It don't matter. People say, oh, your pineal gland's calcified and because of your genetics and all this, none of that really matters. And that's what's being shown now. You have people of all races, all colors and creeds that experience, whether it's a near-death experience, an outer-body experience. And they're now able to, what you would say is channel. That's what most people would say, but it's not even really channeling. It's just you expressing what you are. I mean, once you experience real love, you know what I mean? Once you like tap back into what you really are, it's like, yo, to go back. Nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good. I'm love. And unconditional love, let's talk about it. Let's talk about unconditional love, which is love without conditions. Let's talk about it.
We're waiting. Let's talk about it. Is he gonna talk about it, y'all?
What does it mean to love? And we make this separation. Isn't it crazy how we have to call it unconditional love, and we have to separate it from love? Peace, God. What's going on?
Peace. What's going on, God? How are you?
What is that?
Amazing.
What was that, y'all?
Talking about some high vibrational stuff right now. Unconditional love.
Isn't it crazy how we have to decipher? That's how far we are from what we are. That we have to decipher a love
is that
from
solar?
Unconditional love when it's really just love. Mm-hmm. We have misconstrued love because we view it from the human narrative and perspective. Like, the human reality is a preset narrative.
Now y'all know why I be putting them screens up, because I be getting notifications on my phone the whole time I'm recording.
What scenario you portal through just determines the codes that you're preset with. And so that's the game. Mm-hmm. The game is, can you undo or alchemize the preset narrative, alchemize it, and allow yourself to ascend back to love, mm-hmm. ascend back to freedom, ascend back to power, eternal power. That's the choice that we all have and that we are given every single now. Mm-hmm. There's no tomorrow. There's no yesterday. All of that is a figment of the illusion and the narrative in Earth. Mm. So when we allow ourselves to get to the state, then we can start to actually respond to each other from proper spaces. And
Solar is loving this conversation.
That's how we set it up. Because we're here in a school where we're learning. We're relearning and remembering who we truly are, and it's amazing. So when we see people going through anything, we can now try to say, okay, if somebody's responding to me from a place of hurt, they're hurt. Mm. I don't have to take on their hurt. Mm. Because then I'm just playing into the narrative. And then I'm locking in my own mentality. Mm. I'm locking myself in. So then there's really nobody to blame. Yeah. You understand?
Exactly, man. It's the hardest thing sometimes is learning how to even love the people that have hurt you, and to let go of the tension that you carry from it, and that's really the biggest thing, especially in this world when there's so many people
Why are
that
you whispering, y'all?
are living life from a place of materialism, or what can they get from another, and you have to learn how to transmute that energy.
Everybody
And
must be
alchemize it,
sleeping in that house
into
he's
love, like you
staying
said.
in.
And we're here to awaken people to realize that, and it's not an easy journey by any means, and we all go through different moments when we have many people that will come into our life and try to take us off that path, and many distractions, and this whole world, the biggest currency, especially in this day and age, is attention, and what you put your attention on, where attention goes is where energy flows.
That is
So
carbonation,
once you learn how
yo.
to just put your
Imagination.
energy,
They in imagination
put it
right
into
now.
the desired
Yo.
lengths, which is all those frequencies of
So
love,
Laura and Musa doing a
authenticity,
download,
gratitude,
y'all.
compassion, understanding, and wisdom, and just connection, to yourself, to the universe, to the all. Then everything falls into alignment, and your dreams will be achieved, and your power, your potential will be unlocked. And each of us have that inside of us, and that's what people like Nikola Tesla were always trying to teach us. That we are the scalar energy, that we are the greatest torus field, in existence, because we have the same torus field structure that creates the whole universe, and all the way down to the atoms, come from that same torus field. So, human beings are energy conductors, and human is like, we're beings of light, so learning how to tap into the different spectrums of light, and making sure that your torus field or your energy field is balanced throughout that process, so that you don't get too caught up in one side of the spectrum, because it goes infinitely deep.
Is it me or is Solar whispering, y'all?
Whatever the frequency is that you're meant to be in, to serve in that moment. And that's a very powerful key. So I just wanted to drop that in there, because it's exactly along the lines of what you're talking about here. It's a major lesson I've had to learn. And it's been an honor beyond words getting to be on this journey.
Why is his voice so soft right now? Like, what is he
all
doing?
the growth that both of us have developed, out of that adversity. And
Is he trying to act like he's Dr. Bishop?
We're asking about that, like, what is some of the adversity that you had to go through, in order to get to the point where you are now, and I've seen you go through a lot.
He acting like he Dr. Bishop,
you want
y'all.
to speak on that, like some of the adversities you had to go through, or anything in response to what I just shared there. Definitely, I'd love to hear it. Thanks for having me on, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll speak on one situation I had brought up, and I mean, we all face adversities, right? And partly it's because of our perspective. We view it as an adversity, but everything is pushing us to love. Everything is working for us, pain included. Pain, suffering, they're all are great teachers.
Yeah, they're
And
spitting
so
all over
I
his phone.
really don't view anything as a hardship, or I know things can be challenging. They seem that way, but that's only from the human perspective. So for me, I would say one of the biggest experiences I experienced that catapulted my understanding is having to experience a physical death without being on. It's easier, I feel like, when you take ayahuasca or shrooms, you know it's coming. It's like, all right, I'm prepped for this.
Right.
I had a situation where my stomach shut off by itself, and I couldn't eat. And in that time, I was also, what I like to say, so people can understand, I was in the upside down. Just to keep it simple. So if anybody's seen Stranger Things, I was in the upside down. That's what it felt like. Essentially, what I'm saying in that is broad daylight, I'm walking around, I'm seeing shadows on the wall. Turn off the lights, I'm seeing orbs come up to me. Try to go to sleep, I'm instantly portaling to other dimensions and realms. Time is becoming less of a thing.
Mm.
And so in that time and space, it invoked a lot of fear out of me. I mean, I really did not want to go to sleep. I felt like for days, I'm just like, bro, there's no way. Like my stomach shut off, like divinely shut off. I'm seeing shadows on the wall. Different entities are coming up and interacting with me, and
His blunt was
at the
laced.
time I wasn't ready. So one day I had did a live, and some people may remember the live that was done. In that live, I had, or I'll just say the part of me at the time that was speaking had denounced a current experience I had, because I felt like at the time this was something negative. I don't want to associate myself. A bunch of perspectives that were based in fear. But when I had ended the live, there was an earthquake. I was in the States at the time, and there was an earthquake. And after the earthquake happened, I was scared. So I went, to my Earth Mom's room, and I said, "Look, I'm scared. I don't want to go to sleep by myself, thinking that if I go to sleep and she's right there in the room, like things will be better. Like nothing's going to happen, right?" So I go in the room. I set myself up a pallet on the floor. She's on the bed, and she goes to sleep, sound asleep. Sound asleep. I got a little nightlight on, but I'm still seeing shadows all on the wall. I'm seeing like just men walking. Nobody's trying to like walk up to me, but I'm just seeing like, yo, every time I look, I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing it. It just clear as day. I look under the bed. I'm seeing stuff under the bed. So I was given a song that was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a Christian song. And I don't claim to be Christian or necessarily promote Christianity or anything like that. And I was given this song because it was played for my earthly grandfather when he transitioned. The song was saying, in a nutshell, what kind of man would die for someone else? What kind of man would die for the sins of humanity? What kind of man would sacrifice? What kind of being would sacrifice their ego? Who would just give up their ego? Usually we don't want to just give up our ego. And as soon as I had turned the song on, all the shadows stopped. Everything stopped instantly. And I felt like this, I'll just say a strong energy. If I could describe it, I would say like white. Just a light. And it felt like it just kind of popped in my head. Like, it just popped in my head. And it came with these strong heat. Like, not heat, but it's not even heat. It's just love. It's just love. It's just love. And it was like going to different parts of my body, like my head and my face, then to my arms, and then I would look at my stomach, and my stomach was deteriorating. And I'm looking at my body like, bro, there's no way. Like, there is no way, like, right now. Like, I'm about to die. And I feel like this whisper of the essence.
They put something in his weed.
It's okay. And I'm thinking like, damn, that's crazy. So I'm just like, all right, well, after fighting it for a couple minutes, I'm like, well, I don't have nothing really to hold on to. If she wakes up in another reality and sees me dead, then it's just what it is. And I'm sure I'll wake up somewhere else. And as soon as I was able to release and go into it, everything went white, then black, and then I woke up almost instantly. It didn't seem like I went to sleep. It was instant. I didn't, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have wanted to really stay in that state of fear that I was in. I really just wanted to release. But everything went white, it went black, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, I realized nothing happened. But what did happen is a lot of
Can't hear you, Musa. Solar
And I
tone.
felt like I was seeing with a different set of eyes. Like I felt a different energy within myself, and I was still experiencing. That's why it's like it's degrees to it, right? It's degrees to the amount of our ego we let go of, and how much of our divine self we allow to pull through. So even after that, I experienced a lot of different things. I still do. Um, but that for me was a very key pivotal moment of getting to a point of just releasing the fear of death, because that is the root of what keeps us attached to this reality. But like I was saying earlier, this reality is more of death than life. You could look at it how you want. You could say this is life, take off the F, it's a lie. You could look at the definition of assimilation and see how it's pretend, and that we're pretending. We've taken on these characters, played in this narrative, and we're pretending. This is the shadow realm. Every day is the shadow work. We're asleep. When we go to sleep, we wake up, and when we wake up, we go to sleep. So the challenge, in a sense, is how do I allow myself to stay awake? But the one that's asking that question has to die. That's 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 where the paradigm shift is.
Is he talking about sideways, y'all?
The one,
I'm so
one that's
confused.
asking the question is the one that has to die. The one that wakes up is not the one that dies, but it's you. And it's you in your pure essence of love.
I'm dead serious. I'm confused, y'all. I'm so.
Yes, sir.
I'm. He said yes,
That's it,
sir.
man. That's
Yeah, that's
right
it.
there. You gotta learn how
it.
to die before you die. That's the goal. Learn how to transmute, all the fears and the traumas and the pain and the sorrows and the doubts and the regrets that come up, because
gosh,
we all
here we
have a mission
go.
to fulfill here on earth, and if we don't do it before we die, then we'll come back until we finally fulfill that mission and we learn the lessons that we came here to learn. And I've had many times like that too. And you're absolutely right. It's different if you're doing it through the medium of like a plant medicine, or if you're going through the actual experience of, like for me, when I almost drowned in the ocean a couple times, just getting caught up in the tides and, you know, having difficulty being able to swim back to shore. Your life flashes before your eyes, and you're really faced with that flashback of, or your whole life just flashes before your eyes, and you're like, all the stuff you've done, and you think about, all the good things, hopefully, and the amount of love that you were able to share and give to others. But then there's also, the wishing of, I wish I had done more, with my time. For certain people, including myself, like when I had those experiences, and knowing that I know that I can be doing so much more, and that's what I'm doing right now, actually. And that's kind of what I wanted to actually tell you about, Musa, and I'm glad that we got on this live so I could share it with you, because I've pretty much had a number of awakenings in the past couple of weeks, and especially after the eclipse. And we just did our retreat, here in Florida, the Beyond Boundaries Bufo breathwork and biohacking immersion. And we had Solar that flew out here, and a bunch of others, that were very mastered in just the different realms of self-mastery and holistic wellness, and also many practitioners of sustainable living practices and renewable energy technologies. And my friend Joseph that I met over a year ago in Costa Rica, he's a scientist that has worked in laboratories for over 20 years with Paul Stamets and the organizations of like the Buckminster Fuller Institute and American National Research Center. And so
What is Solar talking about,
spent his
y'all?
whole life devoted to these practices of mastering the principles of Tesla on scalar energy and how to use that to create free energy systems and to regenerate the soils in agriculture and to give people, clean water, clean access to clean water and air. And,
Hey, David.
Yeah.
So I want to interrupt you real quick.
You're good.
I just wanted to keep the live on the topic because I want to post it.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
We could always restart it and do a rebuild.
Yeah.
But the point of the live was essentially I don't know if you came in the beginning, but and just to be kind of forward, right? Because the character that people know me as when I get on as a symbol is related to what people will identify as a cult. And so,
yes.
So the point of the live is to show us that the definitions that we put on things, they control our experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when we identify the cult, okay, so from then we're saying, oh, somebody manipulated me, somebody did this to me. Now I'm a victim.
Yeah.
But the victim
Why is my
mentality
screen recording doing that?
is a part of the human mentality, which is mentality.
Right.
So I'm offering a perspective to show that one, and to remind that we're unconditional love at our purest vibration, and that we descended into this realm and forgot who we were. So that when we attach these definitions, like, oh, they did this and they did
Is
that.
that somewhere at the bottom, y'all, or am I wrong?
They pretend this is a constructed reality outside, or not outside. We're not separate of what we are, but it feels that way because of the frequency. And I had gave an example.
It ain't solar. It's somebody else.
So if being a human was 92.3 FM, and being our higher self was 104.5, we came in at 104.5 and descended to 92.3.
Right.
And our process to awakening can be more simple than we make it. And I'm not against technologies. I'm not against breath work. I had stated earlier too, like I've had my own experiences with meditation that are profound. Like, okay, that there's something to it. But at the base of it, what it is you're forgetting yourself so that another part of yourself can enter. You're making room, you're making space, you're emptying your cup.
Oh my goodness.
So being able to start to translate simple concepts into things like parables and stories to allow the mind to understand what's going on, to allow oneself to understand now on a day-to-day basis, because I can't always run to try to meditate. So then you have to ask yourself a question, okay, breath work is important because you practice it eventually, you're always breathing how you're supposed to, right? And then if you want to do it to experience something different or transcend, you can, but essentially the goal is to get to a state where that's always a thing. In an instant, you can be somewhere else. You can go to another dimension.
What?
So I'm all for meditation. I'm all for breath work. I'm all for community and us coming together. It's just that in this live, I just wanted to present the simple ideas for people who don't know anything about meditation. Maybe aren't interested per se.
Right.
But on a day-to-day, say I meditate and then I go out and
Wasn't he talking about it?
9 to 5.
I am so confused right now.
And then I come home and my
this
children
entire life, like,
and I have to take care of them, and they're living that reality. So then, how do you anchor in these understandings so that they're anchored in? It's not something that I would need to return and say, okay, let me go take a second to meditate. And there's nothing wrong with these things. There's nothing wrong with these practices. They're all tools and permission slips. And whatever permission slip or tool works best, I'm not going to say not to use it or otherwise. There's no judgment. There's no judgment on anything being more or less effective. Because I can't tell what's going to be more effective for somebody else. It's all contingent upon your perspective. But what I know is that just like chakras being clogged, if you can take somewhere, right? Because meditation is all day, every day. I'm meditating. We're meditating right now. We're praying right now. We're manifesting right now. We're always manifesting. We're always praying. We're always breathing. So then it's like, okay, how do I anchor this in?
Most of tweaking, y'all.
Alchemize the perspectives that keep you fogged, that keep the perspective fogged and clogged. So if you can take that time to say, okay, in the moment of being triggered, and say, if I'm being triggered, that lets me know where I'm coming from. That lets me know what frequency I'm on right there. Because unconditional love is not like, unconditional love isn't, I just got triggered, let me get back. No, unconditional love it's all love. It's light, the light that casts out all darkness. Hear no evil, see no evil, do no evil. And what was inspired by this live is seeing the narrative and the storyline that's continued to be pushed. That's, this person influenced me and manipulated me into this cult. And, woe is me. I'm a victim. I need to go to therapy. I need to go, what, therapy? What are you talking about? Therapy? Don't get me wrong. Therapy might work for some people. I'm not trying to knock it. I didn't go to therapy like people think of therapy.
Yeah, we know you didn't go to therapy.
You can therapy yourself. You're your own therapist.
We know you didn't go.
Doctor. Your body produces all the medicine that you need. Because when you have a perspective, your body releases chemicals, oxytocin, dopamine, and learning that we don't need
eating chips.
We don't need to look outside of ourselves for anything.
At the bottom eating potato chips.
We don't have to give our power away to anything outside of ourselves. We are the power. We are that power right now. And we're getting to a state where we're all going in a direction where we won't have to meditate, where we won't have to, and I'm not knocking them. I'm just stating a perspective, an understanding, to see a big picture. Because when everybody's ready, you're going to transcend it. You're going to transcend. That's inevitable. You don't have to worry about that. You understand? But I don't want the live to be too long because I do want to post it. If you want to get back on and build, we can. I can go live again and you can join in and we can build on anything. Because I'm interested to hear. I didn't know that you guys had an event. So let me end this live and then I'll start another one and then just join in. And then I would love to hear about everything that you experienced and what you gained from it.
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of getting really tired now, but this whole conversation was very insightful for me. So I appreciate it so much, and I trust that I was not able to take away from it because I didn't come in the beginning, so I didn't know what the topic was. But that makes sense now. And I'm really proud that you shared it, and it seemed like people in the comments were asking about it.
I can't really hear you. I think you said you...
Oh, my bad. I had my mic covered. I was saying that, I appreciate you for having me on, and trust me, I didn't mean to take off the topic of focus. I just didn't know what it was because I came in later, and it does make sense that some people were asking about that. Like, that was what the intention was behind this, and I think you did a really great job of explaining it. And really, when it comes down to it, like I'll say, like last things that I did spend, 7 to 8 years listening to Nature Boy and to you and to all the people that were there in the carbonation at the time, and the music was what really, for me, like was my favorite thing about it. And I feel like all the music you guys made will live on forever, no matter what, because like it just has a very high frequency message, and um, you know, like regardless too, like all the teachings and stuff, like nothing takes away from the actual teachings that were shared, and of course there's always egos that are going to get in the way that, can distort the teachings, but just like with any religion or any spiritual practice, the teachings are only as pure as the person who's teaching them, in terms of like, how others receive it. And, you can still learn from anybody, but if they're not living the things that they practice, then there's only so much that you're actually going to gain as far as like a true integration of the teachings into your own life. So, I think you've done a really good job of that, Lisa. And I mean, I know you have, like, you've really grown a lot, especially throughout all those different, adversities. And that they could either destroy a person and, like, cause them to fall off the path because they're like, oh, this is all just mumbo jumbo and it's getting people in trouble and they're not who they say they are. So
Didn't he just say he wanted to end the live, bro?
Or you can really learn how to alchemize.
You cramping his style.
The whole point of this, and realize it's all love, and it's
Didn't
all,
he just say he wanted to end this?
The same source and creator, and that we all have
this solar cousin
to dissect the truth, and take what serves, and then discard the rest. And that's what I've had to learn. Take the meat and leave the bones. Take the fruit and leave the stems. That's all we can do. So I appreciate you again for clarifying all this for everyone, because I'm sure people wanted to know. And it says a lot about your character. And that's the most important thing, is being genuine, being authentic, and staying in integrity and true to your word. And you've done that, so I commend you for it.
Okay. And, bye.
Been an honor getting to know you.
All right. Yeah, man, I'm thankful. I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's my testimony for you. Just so people know, you are who you say you are.
Cool, man.
That guy sounds like a peeping Tom.
We're going to go ahead and end the live. And I'll end the live by saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. And until next time, peace. Okay, guys, so it's over. What the hell was that? And who was that dude I thought was Solar? He sound like him. He sound just like Solar. For some reason, I thought it was him. I'm going to have to watch the playback to see if it was him or not. Y'all, what in the world was that? What was that? I was like, when he said, I'm trying to get my lighting right, y'all. I don't even know how to use this on thing. Okay, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Y'all can hear me, but y'all can't see me yet. Give me a second. There we go. There we go, folks. Let me call my niece back. Let me call my niece.
Hello, you have reached.
Why she? Girl. No, you didn't. Hey, y'all. Hey, boo. What's up?
Nothing much home.
I was on the...
Calling you for. Oh no, I already told you my power had went out. She came and put it back on.
You did. But yeah, I'm still live. I just wanted to call you back to make sure you didn't want to do nothing like bring me dinner or something.
Oh, she made some roast and
I'm joking. I already had dinner. I'm just busting your gums.
Oh well. What's for dinner, though?
But
Maybe I can send you some tomorrow?
maybe.
Yeah.
All right, let me chop it up with the people because we just watched a really crazy live. I gotta dissect it a little bit and get my commentary.
All right.
All right, later. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, what was that? Y'all in my bedroom, so mind y'all motherfucking manners. Don't get it twisted. Be respectful. This is a sacred space. Mods, anybody got any sugar honey iced tea to say? Send them up. Send them up. Tonight we are in Medaya's bedroom, so have some respect. It's, rare that people get back here. But y'all, check this out. Damn, I should separate the... No, I ain't gonna separate it. I know what I'm gonna do. That was crazy. You hear me? Can y'all hear me? That was crazy. He said that it wasn't a cult. So now Musa, aka Nubian, aka Dalen, is saying that carbonation wasn't a cult. So what was it, sir? Please enlighten us all. Please enlighten us all. I need to know. Hold on, y'all. Oh, damn, it ain't gonna move. Hold on. Uno momento. I should have did this beforehand, but I wasn't expecting to flip the camera around and speak to y'all. I was just gonna bounce, but I was like, no, Let me see. Let me say what up to the people. Hey, y'all. Hey, Crystal. What's up? So, what did y'all think about that? Wasn't that kind of crazy? I was like, what? Half of the stuff I didn't even understand, y'all. I could not understand, like, did y'all understand what he was trying to say? Or is it just me? I felt like they was trying to do a download, y'all. Who else felt like that was a straight up download? Is it just me? Or did we just watch Musa give a download? Let me know, y'all. Is it just me? Or did we watch Musa, aka Dalen, do a download? Like, let me know, right in front of our face. Let me see. Hey, Vlog Lurker, what's up, girl? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, everybody in the chat, what's up? Yo, that was just wild to me. I didn't understand, but y'all, I'm going to end this one because I don't really want to introduce what I'm about to introduce on this live. I want to introduce it separately because it's a lot. It's a lot. I figured I'm already in here and I struck up the live. I might as well shut this one down and come right back. So, y'all gonna come back? Because it's it's something else, y'all. Are y'all gonna come back? Let me know if y'all gonna come back. Is all of y'all gonna come back? Let me see. Okay, cool. Okay, folks coming back. Okay. I'll be right back. Like literally.